What is going on, fellas? And welcome back to Hungary for Success with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today we're taking on Panathinaikos in the Europa Conference League final group stage game and Pest in the league before we go into our January holiday thing, mid-season break. So this should be an interesting game because lots riding on it. So if you do go on to enjoy this episode, make sure to like and subscribe. Now let's get into the video. So since you were here last, fellas, we've only played 2 games. We drew with Kisvarda, which is horrendous because of how very, very poor they've done against us in recent seasons. Like we beat them earlier this year, but we struggled against them this time. We beat Honvéd 3-0. But interestingly, against Kisvarda, they injured Versace after a minute and a half ish, and then Juhas decided to get himself sent off for a very stupid thing. He like 2-footed lunged a guy in like midfield for absolutely no reason. So that was disappointing. Because of that, then we had to change for the Honvéd game. We had to play 3 up front because we didn't have any wingers because Versace was injured. But we're looking to get top spot in the group with a win against Panathinaikos today, who are favourites. We're not favourites for this game. And we're currently sitting pretty atop the league. Meshkovet have jumped up into second because Ferencváros have just been in mixed at best form. It's been a time for them. We do have a couple of injury concerns for this game and a couple of players on holiday. Versace is still recovering from his ankle injury, I think it was. Ongard picked up an injury against Club Rouge, which he saw. He's out for 3 more months. Carlsberg and Pushkash are both on holiday until tomorrow, because of course. And Ortiz still injured from the Pushkash Academia game, out for 4 more months. So that's delightful. For this game, we're starting with Hut Wagner in goal, Piralevsku and Silva as our wingbacks, Derek and Merkela as our central defence, Diaz and Kovic as our central midfield, Juhas and Garde as our widemen, and Fred Johnson and Madeira up front. Carlsberg has gotten himself a new 5-year deal on $2,000 a week as a star player because he is our star player. So it makes sense to give him a contract that says as much. If there is an issue with one of our wingers, we have to go to a 4-3-3 because we do not have any wingers on the bench. We don't have any wingers anywhere near us. So we're lacking wide players. So we're going to have to make sure that if anything does happen, we're quick to fix it. Because, like I said, we're going to struggle. Because our main right winger and our main left winger are both unavailable for this game. And we pretty much just have central players on the bench. Like Fred Johnson almost started on the wing today. I just decided he's more of a threat as a striker and wasn't really worth wasting him on the wing because he's not as influential. Although he can do it. He's decent at it. Don't get me wrong. The guy, not the fastest player in the world, but play him as a rum dider, he's flying. He wants to be a white target man on the wing though, and he's just not very good at crossing the ball. Lukasz Kovic just mashes the ball into the back of the net while I'm chatting shit here. It was quite a nice goal. Club Rouge have taken the lead against Sparta Prague, which definitely not ideal for us, but we'll take second in the group. Kovic just beautifully done. I think their goalkeeper was unsighted because the box was quite full of everybody really. Not sure what that cross was, but Piralevsku decides to keep it in. And Piralevsku gets it past everybody. Mandira's on it. And Mandira's, he's dragged it wide. That's disappointing. There was a toss-up between Gabriel and Mandira for today. Because Gabriel was in decent form in the last game against Honvéd, where you might have seen that Fred Johnson scored 2 penalties. Because their defence just did not like playing football. They just wanted to hack us down constantly, and we duly obliged by scoring many goals. Gard has been playing on the left So far, I have got Uhash learning to be a left winger as well. Not picking it up as quickly though. So Gard almost gets there. And Uhash puts it in the back of the net. I'm very surprised by that. Fred Johnson did a very like his play was very unselfish because he did head it down for Gard to get onto it. Gard was quite selfish with the shot though, but Uhash puts it in the back of the net, and we are 2 up against Panathinaikos. It is an away game, so you would kind of expect Panathinaikos to do well, but they've struggled here against Aitor Gard, who finds Diaz, and Diaz smashes it in the back of the net from a distance. All our goals have been screamers. This is fantastic. Where has this come from? We don't normally score that many long shots, but I will take it. This is with a corner. Diaz finds for Johnson. He's hit the underside of the bar, and Kovic is offside, I'm guessing, because otherwise, why would you stop the game? Or why would you check VAR? And it is disallowed for Markella being offside. Where was Markella? He was standing in front of the goalkeeper. And I think he got a touch to it. I'm not sure. It was kind of hard to see from that angle. But, it's fine. Uhash gets the ball forward. Mandira he's quite unlucky that it's hit one of their defenders. I haven't looked at the groups to see is there any surprise teams getting knocked out, but imagine there isn't. A lot of the groups were looked very, well, fairly cut and dry, like it was going to be simple for 2 teams. I was going to say if Uhash got himself sent off here again, I would slap him around the place and just sell him. But he thankfully didn't do anything stupid, and that is Ioannidis did quite well there. I will say I feel like Hood Wagner definitely could have done more, or the 2 defenders that were standing around him. Markella and Derek could have, either one of them could have done something. Hood Wagner could have probably tried to stop it, but why would you do such a thing? Uhash is trying to get the ball back, ends up with Piralevsky. Diaz is going for a jog down the wing. Himself and, who was it? Fred Johnson were getting in each other's way. Not ideal, Would prefer if they didn't do that. I don't know why Fred Johnson is spending so much time on the wing, since that we're not telling him to do it. But Diaz has it, Kovic, Gard, Silva. That was such a beautiful pass by Aitor Gard. Silva had so much time and puts it in the back of the net. We are scoring some beautiful goals. Beautiful goals. Gard just a little cheeky backheel. Silva picks it up and then just hits it really, really hard at the goalkeeper. Puts it in the back of the net. And we are 4-1 up at half time. Keep it going, lads. There's nobody really tired. No. Fine, Markella's having a bit of a poor game, but we'll just kind of ignore that for the time being. They've just brought on an Azerbaijan player, an Azeri. I'm just having a quick look to see is there any interesting going ons in the other groups. AEK potentially getting knocked out, or have already got knocked out, I can't tell, of their group. Would have been surprising. I would have thought they would have been better than that, but clearly they aren't. Mandira beautifully taken down. Oh, what a first touch this man has. We have to see it again from the other angle. He takes it down. It looked like he took it down on his heel. Diaz, okay, it's a suspension. I thought he was after picking up a knock. Mandira, yeah, he takes it down, half turns. Oh, beautiful. Ludogorets might be getting knocked out. That is surprising. I think it's surprising anyway, but what do I know? Mandira, it's gone quite well over the bar. And would you be surprised that Kilmarnock are not getting knocked out? So sure. Markella has actually turned this around quite nicely. We're going to make a change. Katona's going to come on for Kovic because he is booked. Gabriel is going to come on for... Bring him on for Johnson. And make him a trequartista. Because I like playing him as a trequartista. And he mightn't be here too much longer, because there's plenty of interest in him of late. Would like if Sparta Prague could get a draw against Bruges. That would do us... Okay, they're 2-1, so they're making their way to doing it. That would be fantastic. Diaz is quite tired. Going to bring on Ankara, because we know what Typhonback can do. Ankara has not had a huge amount of opportunities so far this year, and he is, technically speaking, the reason we won the Hungarian Cup last year. There's been an awful lot going on. We've had many bookings. Oh, that's a bit of a dirty game, but we've come out on top 5-1. So we're definitely in the next round, regardless. Are we top though? No. We finished second. Panathinaikos -14. Yeah. That was a hot mess for them. Monazimi has offers coming in for him, which we're going to have a look at in... I'm going to have a look at them. I'm not going to show you, because I'm trying to get rid of him. I don't want Monazimi anymore. I've decided... Oh, did I... Ooh. I offered him out the day before his birthday. Kind of mean. But it's fine. We've received a bunch of money for qualifying from the Cup, so I think that means we get into the first knockout round. I'm assuming the draw is soon. Yeah, it's in 4 days. The next game is the day before, so we'll do the draw after the Oish Pest game. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a second for that. Right, fellas, so now it is time to take on Oish Pest. We have, however, agreed to sign a player and agreed to sell a player. So we're signing Ignacio Rosas, who's a left winger who potentially going to be a nice utility player from Nacional over in Uruguay. We've also sold Monazimi to Zob Ahan. Yeah, Ahan. The club we signed him from. So he's going back home after struggling a little bit this year. He's going home. He's going to get to play some football in Iran again. See how he gets on. I think there's a whole bunch of stuff where like we get 40% of any sell on, and you get paid a bunch of money if he plays a bunch of games. We're also paying a little bit of his wages for the next year and a bit. So I wanted him gone, really. I just wasn't in the mood of keeping him around. So this is how we're lining up for today's game. We have Hut Wagner in goal, Pirlevsky and Silva as our wingbacks, Pushkash and Markella in central midfield, Diaz and Kovic as our central midfield. Gard is going to move over into the right, and Carlsberg is back in to play on the left. For Johnson and Mandira starting up front. Versace still not quite fit enough to play, so he's going to sit this one out. I don't think there's too many changes that we've made to the team. I can check that in just... Yeah, so Pushkash and Carlsberg coming back in. Derek is suspended, so that's pretty much everything you need to be worried about, I suppose. But yeah, Monazimi, the transfer went through very, very quickly. You would have seen in the last part of the episode that the offer came in. I offered him out again to see did anyone else want to buy him. Nobody did, so he has gone back to Iran. And I feel like because of what I said in the press, this could be a difficult game for us. Because I did shit talk the Oish Pest manager quite a lot. So if we lose this game, that's why. But Carlsberg, 5 minutes into his return, is booked. Or 2 minutes into his return got booked. And 5 minutes in has a shot just a little bit over. Looks like one of their central midfielders is either tired or after picking up a knock. The fact we're not winning yet is disappointing. Kovic has picked up a booking as well. That's one thing we get asked an awful lot. Like, oh, your players get booked a lot. Like, your point being, you're like, oh, it's just, you lead the league in fouls and bookings. It's the way we play. Oh, Loska just managed to get a hold of that. I thought it might have been an own goal. I haven't seen many own goals scored by defenders in that way in this FM so far. So I was kind of hoping it would happen. For Johnson heads just over. We've been quite wasteful so far. Disappointed in us. We have had more possession, which is not something we normally see unless we're playing a team that is significantly worse than us. And I would say Irish definitely not a team that I'd say are that good. But Kovac hits the crossbar, Mandira's hit the ball into the back of the net, and we have finally taken the lead. It's just taken 39 minutes. But it was quite unlucky for Kovac that he didn't get the ball in the back of the net. But you leave a ball like that in front of Mandira, he ain't missing it. And to think I almost sold Mandira, I'm so glad I didn't. This fella has turned into an absolute monster. He is going to be leading our line for a good few years. He does have a 5-year contract. So anybody wants him, have to pay for him. Pay a lot of money. Same with Carlsberg, who's just after signing his 5-year deal. And that Uruguayan winger we signed has a £2.8 million release clause. And he has said that he wants to use the club as a stepping stone. And I don't really care. We're paying nothing for him. And Porto wanted him. So if we can get... Oh, I shouldn't have encouraged. If we can get 2.8 million from him, I'll be more than happy. That's a delightful amount of money for us. How is a Novo not offside? How is a Novo not standing in an offside position there? Where is he? So that's... No, that's... Because he was very clearly not. That's how. He was very, very clearly not standing in an offside position. Therefore, he was not offside. Obviously. Medved, he's the guy who could have been in our team instead of Fred Johnson. And I'm quite glad we took Fred Johnson because he has been exceptional. We're going to move Pushkash over to the left centre-back position because it's generally where he plays. Kovac is quite tired. It's going to take him off and bring on Katona. Either Garrett is quite tired to bring on Uhash. I'm trying to decide if I want to take off Fred Johnson. We won't do it just yet. But Gabriel could come on and play as a trequartista. But we throw in first. We see what happens in the next couple of minutes. Not a great ball by Perelevscu. And they've just left one of the Irish Pest players sit out on the wing, but Katona's won the ball. Mandira's got it down for Johnson. Mandira, that was not very good at all. I'm going to chuck a bit more encouragement at the lads. They do have a throw. I don't care that one of my players is one yellow card away from getting a suspension. We'll worry about that when it happens. For Johnson gets the ball out to Carlsberg, and he slots it past the keeper. Carlsberg is back. 10th of the season. I was starting to get worried at the start of the year that maybe he was a 6-month wonder where he just came in, smashed everything for the first 6 months, and then this year he's going to be terrible. He's played 13 games and didn't get a single goal. He is scoring quite a number of goals now, and I quite enjoying it. Silva's picked up a knock and is pretty much dead. To be fair, Perelevscu, Diaz, and Carlsberg all quite. I swear to God, if Carlsberg comes to me and says he wants another 2-week holiday, I'm going to be like, nah, buddy, you got a month off coming up. You're not getting any more holidays. But that is done and dusted. We beat Ujpest 2-1. It was much more difficult than it needed to be, but I'll take it. I'm curious about that injury. Is that a bad injury for Silva? 1 to 2 days. Pulled wrist ligaments. It's not the worst injury in the world. 8 games unbeaten. The Hungary boss was there to watch 2 of our players and Bola. Oh, okay. I was like, why is he there? But he didn't play any in the game. Bola's the right back who I think was the second best player or third best player last year in the division. But Hood Wagner, hopefully he gets his Hungarian national team debut soon. Hungary have qualified for the Euros by finishing second, so they'll be delighted with that. I'm delighted and also not happy because I would have liked them to lose and for Marco Rossi to get the boot. But that's not going to happen. The dude seems to be doing quite well for himself. So we're going to have to continue waiting for that to happen. So that leaves us sitting top of the league, 4 points ahead of Mishkoved. Ferencvaros have a game in hand, but we'll still be top of the league irregardless. So we're going to be back in just a second for the draw of the next round of the Europa Conference League, because it's meant to be tomorrow. Right, fellas, so it is time for the draw. There's 16 teams in. We could get any one of these 16 teams. And I can't believe an Armenian team and a Kazakh team have made it this far. We'll see what happens. Who do we want? Who do we want? That is an important question. I wouldn't mind Arat or Astana or Shakhtar Sologorsk or Valorenga. We know we can beat we've beaten Valorenga before. Okay, so we've lost 2 of the teams I wanted. We take Astana. We got Astana. That is fine. PSV take on Wolves, so that's good for us. And Lask play Rio Ave. So Valorenga take on Bromby, so that's a decently sized team gone. AZ and Genk playing each other is quite good for us as well. So when it's 22nd of February, so it's moved a couple of games around. So we'll look and see. I just set up a couple of friendlies there as well. I think we've guaranteed the next 2 games we're going to be playing. Ferencvaros and Astana. Second leg, that's going to be an important game. Or important set of games. Because Ferencvaros won their last game. Which kicked off after our one. Against Tonvid. Who, you know, it's been a interesting season. Oh, we've 2 of the top goal scorers in the league. We're fantastic this year. But yeah, they have a 3-point deficit to us, but that is, you know, there's a lot of games in between, and we take on some quite good teams like Pax, MTK, Meshkoved, Fervar, Ferencvaros. We don't have an easy February. Let's just put it that way. We did get our youth intake preview. Looks pretty decent actually, to be fair. So we're going to find out, because our new head of youth development is Brazilian, and he's actually decent, fairly loyal, better than the last guy who was unambitious, I think. Working with youngsters 16, potential 18, and ability of 14 is quite nice. So that's what we're going to be doing in the next episode. We'll do a review transfers, and then Ferencvaros and Astana. So whatever transfers get done, because yeah, the transfer window closed just before the Fervar game. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on in these 2 games. So if you have enjoyed this episode, do make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!